Greetings, this is CmdrAleon with Ashtar Command Global TV Network. It is April the 5th, a day after the major earthquake that occurred, a 7.2 on the Richter scale, not a 6.9, which some people have been mentioning, but it was updated by a geological survey of a 7.2 on the Richter scale, and it was on the borders of northern Mexico into Baja in California, southern California actually, all the way up to Los Angeles. Buildings were swaying back and forth according to the official news reports, and it was also felt as far away as in places in Arizona, all on the western coast of the United States. This earthquake occurred in the middle of the afternoon in California, probably around 3:30, near 4, and also again, minor damage according to the initial reports. People had lost some power according to those that were near the epicenter. You were able to see actually water in indoor pools and built-in pools just splashing out automatically, and like the whole thing was a wave going back and forth in some of the news reports that were coming out of the West Coast. I want to give you the Ashtar Command perspective on this and these events that are occurring. If you take a look at the IRIS map, which is a live map radar of earthquake activity that has occurred in the last day or two or a week or more, it will show you the activity that is occurring in the Ring of Fire, which the Pacific Rim is, and California and that whole western region is part of that. But understand that there were aftershocks, a number of aftershocks, certainly less than the 7.2. But now people in the know are saying that they expect to be another quake. Some people think in a few days, another couple of days, there will be another quake of either the same magnitude or even possibly larger, with the tectonic plate movement that is occurring very strongly in that region. Now, whether that happens or not, again, that's a future projection by some of the scientists out that way. My perspective is this, that if you look at the Mayan galactic calendar and follow the charts of the Mayan galactic calendar regarding to Earth changes, you will see that all these events are transpiring according to plan. Now, the Earth is letting go of a lot of old energy, a lot of, in a scientific view, the plates are readjusting. The Earth has been off its axis for quite a long time. It is now going to re-enter into its position. It's like going to a chiropractor. If your spinal area is out of whack or something in your body is out of whack, you go to the chiropractor and they make an adjustment to put things back in perspective in your physical body. Look at the Earth as one big physical body that's being adjusted. Now, it's not unknown, and it's certainly not uncommon for thousands of small earthquakes to occur in the Ring of Fire and throughout California. It's an earthquake zone, but there are also plates that exist all over the world. And if you look at the tectonic plates that exist all over the world, they exist on the Atlantic coast, Atlantic seaboard. They exist all throughout the United States and other parts of the world. If you look at the geological charts, you will find these. Now, some of them have obviously not been earthquake active, but that doesn't mean that they aren't going to be earthquake active as we have more interaction with cycle 24 and our sun, which will affect the Earth in a much more dramatic way. So you've got to learn about these things, and I would suspect all those here who are watching this on the Ashtar Command Galactic TV network worldwide will certainly take the time to look at this. If you chart these maps, which I'm going to do now regularly, which I've been doing on and off but more regularly, we will see the increments of earthquake activity that is occurring on the western part of the United States. So with that said, again, the Mayan calendar and what's going on between now and 2012 are very important. We're going to have a lot of increase in terms of Earth-based changes. Nothing like the movie 2012, which is certainly Hollywood's extreme version of what the Earth would look like after a dramatic event. We don't see that forecast happening at all. It will not be on this particular Earth that we all live on, over 7 billion people, but we are going to have Earth changes, and we are seeing that now. And are these normal things, a 7.2 earthquake? Not unheard of that there's a 7.2 somewhere. That you can look at history, and they have talked about when the last one occurred of that magnitude. But what we are talking about on a global scale is that there's going to be massive changes upon the Earth. and people must be ready for them, be aware. If anything, these earthquakes are going to shake people to the foundations to wake up and get out of their MTV worlds and look at things in a more in-depth way than they have before, and not be so involved in self as much as they would be involved in the wider scale of the importance of what's going on. So, with that said, be aware, look what's going on, learn about the Mayan galactic calendar. There's a lot of truth to what the Mayans presented. They've kept the information for a lot of years. The descendants of the Mayan civilization, which do exist in Guatemala and those parts of Central America, there are elders that are speaking on behalf of the Mayan civilizations of the past, talking about these changes. And you're going to see more from the Mayan descendants, the spiritual elders, who are coming out now talking about what to expect. And it's important that we listen to them because they have the knowledge that's been passed down from generation to generation of Mayan people. So with that said, I'll end this little bit of information and broadcast my take on what is occurring now since that earthquake. Again, luckily, very minor injuries, if anything. One death according to the official AP reports. But again, understand, we are in a time of great earth changes. In Chile, just a few weeks before, a 6.9 earthquake occurred. It caused a tsunami which affected the inner islands near the shore of Chile along the coast, and little waves that hit as they got towards Hawaii and towards the California, Oregon, and state of Washington. So again, understand, these are all signs of a much greater thing that will be occurring, which will adjust the earth on its axis, which has been a gradual adjustment, and will also cause us to have a mass consciousness shift of humanity, which means that our consciousness that we have now, our brains that we have now, will shift automatically by the year 2012. And I believe that will happen on December 21st of 2012. And so again, all the things in the end will be very positive. Look at these events as a positive change in your life, and if you go with the positive flow, you'll be able to go with the waves, like on a going surfing on the water. You'll be able to go with the flow of the waves, and you'll make it through these changes. So it's now important that we prepare ourselves for these events. And that's all I've got to say. Namaste, peace, and we'll talk to you again.